Alright guys, welcome to VALORANT News. Big updates yesterday. The kickoffs are officially back underway. Boaster giving some interesting comment after FNATIC dominated the Gen.G team. That poor 100-team coach that put together the 113-day Haven and document is still getting roasted absolutely everywhere we go. But big matches going on elsewhere in the world of VALORANT as well. Very much interested to your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I greatly appreciate it. Plenty to start off with. Bit of drama as well, as is usually always the case. Now, actually, just as of refreshing this, the original post got deleted. Effectively, the idea was around these premier teams that, therefore, if you're the best premier teams, you can qualify for challenges and then potentially make it even to the next stage of your career. So I think it's a good way that Riot have created to try and promote that developmental path from kind of tier 4, even tier 3, tier 2, and then eventually into tier 1. The drama has been that teams that have qualified for these premier spots don't necessarily take the spots up. They actually want to sell them to other people. So, it's caused a bit of controversy anyway. I'm not going to go through the entire thread here, really, because Son of Car was getting involved, and, similarly, the original tweet was deleted. But it's just an issue that Riot will have to keep an eye on, really. People winning premier and getting close to getting the allocated spots for promotion and then selling that spot to somebody else. Whether that seems reasonable or fair or not to you is another question. This is also an interesting one. I don't know if you guys think about this being particularly relevant, but it is a factor, I suppose. The fact that the China kickoff ended now, what feels like a rather long time ago. Edward Gaming won it. They took down Trace Esports in pretty unbelievable fashion, really, winning all the way back from losers as they did, making the run, winning the finals. Bodog was given the perspective here that China have some advantage in those teams that won because they now get to play on the changes that are upcoming and they just get back to practice, basically, long before the other teams do. Now, you can say this is an advantage or a disadvantage in a way because the other teams will have played competitive matches at the highest level of the sport not long before Bangkok, whereas for China, Edward and Trace, they feel like they already played quite a while ago now, and then they've got to prep for the big one in Bangkok. So it's kind of, you could see it as an advantage or a disadvantage, but yeah, I don't know what you guys think in the comment section below. But as people are saying in the replies, it kind of makes sense given the context around Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, stuff like that. Deadlock changes are coming soon. We're not exactly sure what they're going to be, but yeah, rumor has it that it might be a different look than we had imagined when we started looking. We want to keep the sound center as is for now, but yeah, pretty interesting development really, what exactly they're going to change about Deadlock, because there's been lots of speculation what they're going to change, what about the ultimate, is that still fair, and especially the sound sensor really, because it doesn't really do that much. So it seems like Riot have their opinions on what they're going to change, and they experimented with a load of crazy stuff with the sound sensor and honestly just couldn't find something that felt right. I think we've cooked on something light but sweet though, that will help Deadlock players or let Deadlock players do more Deadlock stuff. So yeah, let's see where that goes, if anywhere. Boostio was making the comments the other day that 100T are definitely going to win something this year, whether that's going to be any of the following, because of course they're not going to be in Bangkok. We'll see. He believes 100T still have the potential, and maybe we saw a little bit of that back in the kickoff in the Americas, but not enough to say for sure that that's exactly how it's going to go. Let's talk though about the VCT kickoffs yet again around the world. We saw some of the results yesterday. Certainly Ardis' perspective on what happened with, well, Vitality, and of course FNATIC trying to make the run through the losers bracket as well. This, though, is how the Pacific currently looks, and we've had big games today. Big games are still upcoming as well. The first one has just concluded. T1 just took down Talon 2-1, a close fought affair. Certainly the game 2 binds that Talon won 13-4 was pretty, well, shocking maybe in some respects here. Ban had a monster map, 19-5, same with Governor really on the raise. But outside of that, the Fracture was 13-5 to T1, and the Haven then was 13-9. So maybe more competitive here, Talon, than I thought they might be. They put up a good fight against T1, right? Buzz and Itsu on the final map really delivered. But yeah, I like this T1 team. They advance now not far away from, actually getting to Bangkok. They're one series away, T1 now. Talon down to the losers bracket. They'll play the winner of Nongshim and RRQ. That game comes up tomorrow. And then Gen.G DRX, they play in just a few minutes time here to to see who's going to face them in the next round. This is a really exciting series, but yeah, lots of Korean players really come into play here in the Pacific. It makes sense. Like, obviously, PaperX, they could make their run as well through the lower side, but that's far from guaranteed as it presently stands. So T1 looking pretty on that side of things. We also, of course, saw Talon and T1 Autumn and Frost get into it a little bit. I thought this was, a great little look at the fist bump and the handshake. Just to quickly look at the Americas, because that gets underway today as well. So, as I say, of course, with China, they ended it early because of the Lunar New Year. They wanted to get everything sorted before that. I really liked the pace of that Chinese tournament, but I do get the fact that if there's 4 tournaments going on around the world, you don't necessarily want all of them going at that breakneck speed when, it's going to mean there's so much Valorant for the course of like a week and a half and then nothing after that. So I don't mind the way that they've spread this out. If it was just one tournament, I don't like them spreading things out. But I think given there's 4 around the world, I don't mind it so much because there's plenty of Valorant going on. Loud Sentinels, they play tonight and then G2 Lev. So both of the winners bracket games happen. Then tomorrow is, of course, the loser's side, but it's pretty similar to the Americas here. We're going to find out tonight which team is going to be, which teams are going to be only one series away from making it through. In EMEA, by the way, we've got a couple of big results. Giantech's gone, Team Liquid take them down. Both of these teams not looked necessarily so good, but this was the lower round 2 side, so Liquid advance on at the tournament. This is pretty comfortable in the end. The fracture was 13-8, and the split then was 13-6. Team Liquid had a great start to the second side. Giantech's got home, and Team Liquid, to be fair to them, despite a difficult loss in the winners bracket, they deliver the goods in the losers side. They advance onwards, and they will still keep fighting in the tournament for now. So Giantechs are gone. They weren't exactly really too much on the radar to make it to Bangkok anyway, but that's definitely not the case anymore. And then we got FNATIC Gentlemates. This is a big series. Gentlemates, of course, a big organisation now with lots of fans. Cadavra, of course, the French representative on the team, but unfortunately for those guys, they just didn't really deliver here. And to be fair to Kayak and FNATIC, they all played pretty lights out this series. I guess the notable thing is that Crashies, again, didn't really do anything. That's okay when Boaster is topping the numbers here for rating. Whether that's, fair, his role, everything like this implied he had a great rating, but he was only really 10 in 5 with 10 assists. So fair play. I'm not going to take anything away from Boaster, but I still think the VLR rating 2.0 feels like it leaves something to be desired when Alpha has 289 ACS and Kayak has 277. But I know there is still talk about, when Leo is well again, when he's well again to play, which hopefully will be at some point, him coming back in for Crashies could be a big factor. But Kayak finally delivered here. We were kind of hoping for it so far. We know what this guy delivered in Tier 2, kind of hoping that the same thing would arrive in Tier 1 eventually. And that, to be fair, is what we saw yesterday. So FNATIC just dominated this series, and I wanted to share a couple of minutes here of the interview that Boaster came out with, certainly roasting this 100T Haven guy again.
Okay, let me turn this up,
well. First of all, congratulations. Boaster, answer Tom Biz's question. Camping in spawn on Abyss, eh?
I'm just making it hard for the person who made a 100-page document to anti-strat me, like the heat maps are going to be spawned to the B, but no, in all seriousness, yeah, I mean, I just believed in the boys. Alfia, Kayak, off you go, and Kron and Crashy supporting, and it kind of worked out, and I was hoping I wouldn't die that map. It was getting close.
It was one death on the attack half, though. Also very tasty clutch. We see you back on the Astra. I think there was a lot of questions why Kron was playing the Astra on Abyss before. So why have you made this change coming into this?
We just got sick of Abyss, and quite frankly, we're like, what would really help the boys? And we're like, let's get them double diving in together and just like go kill. And it was working. And then Crom was like, I want to play Breach. And I was like, yeah, you can play Breach, my son. And then Crashy's on Sova, obviously. So it was like, Milan and Chris's idea as well. So we cooked it up, and then we played 3 scrims. And we only did the same thing every round because I watched the VOD early of Gentlemates, and we really wanted to abuse their A because we know how it feels to hold A.
You
and
did,
I mean, yeah, they for sure did.
Was nice for that.
I think they felt that physically as well. Now, I need you to give me a play-by-play on how Alpha came to you guys, or whether you went Alpha when you're playing Jet now, because obviously he has never played Jet in EMEA. You've always had Derke, and I assume when Derke was on the team, Alpha wouldn't dare to come to you and say, oh yeah, put me on the Jet.
Yeah, it was, honestly, we only had 3 days, three scrims, so we were like, Kayak was like, oh, let me play Jet. And I was like, no, we're going to put Alfie on it today because you already know how to play Yoru. And Alfie was like, I'm gonna go, I kill them all, bro. You're gonna see something crazy.
So if you guys have been living under a rock and didn't see the, 100T attempted coach, he gave his analysis on the team, and all the pros have kind of been roasting his 100-page document or whatever, and maybe it's fair, maybe it's not fair. Look, at the end of the day, the guy put in the effort. Lots of people aren't willing to even do that nowadays. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a talking point around the scene that's not going to go away. But Boaster was commenting as well, of course, on the Abyss strat, as in, just go A every round no matter what. And it was a strat that actually worked. I mean, we didn't really look at the Abyss in great detail, but FNATIC just dominated the attacking side, and they just went A, and then they went A, and then they went A again. And it was an absolutely resounding success. So maybe there's something to take away there. Even Derke says this is the funniest map that I've ever seen, because they were literally just spamming it into the A side round after round, and it was actually working round after round. So, yeah, Boaster and the boys, they get the win. Crashies is happy about it. Obviously a good result, but, harder challenges definitely to come over there, because this is the way the kickoff currently looks. FNATIC survive. They play FUT Esports in the next round. BBL will play Team Liquid, and then the winner of those two games play each other. The winner of those two games play the lower finals. The winner of that makes it to the grand finals, but Heresy or Vitality or Heretics, those are the rosters with the largest chance to potentially make it through. So very much on Twitter, your thoughts on all of this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.